So regarding the bicycle, there's still a lot to say. There's still much to say. As I said, this is part of a strong part of the Israeli mythology, in a way that it's helped them describe reality, but not to explain reality, and certainly not to define it. Nevertheless, maybe it should be clarified that there is nothing new in the concept of the bicycle, and there is nothing new in its usage and abuse by all sorts of intelligent species, including Homo sapiens. As you know, the gates are ancient, and throughout history they were used intermittently. And always, it was always, the situation was always that the people of the earth are going to Venus, and they were stronger, and they dictated like how things should go. Even though throughout most of history, up until the Zionist chapter in this historical saga, there wasn't that much of a difference, like of power between. Yes, all the earth, the people of the earth were always the stronger side, but even in Egyptian time they were already much stronger. But and the Egyptians used this gate like a lot. The gates and the bicycle, of course they didn't call it the bicycle, and of course you don't expect to find like a hieroglyph with the symbol of the bicycle. It would be anachronism. But the Egyptian empire, by the way, included the land of Canaan for long periods of time. So yes, certainly the Egyptian culture, the ancient Egyptian used the gate and also the bicycle, and so it was always some kind of abuse. It was always abusive in many ways. You see, like there is like a taxi which is a trigger, and it should now the robot should now feel something. I don't know why, and do their biddings, because the robot is hypnotized to I don't know really to what. You will never believe what kind of people I deal with. The Israelis their mental age is like 12 on average. It's unbelievable. Trash can of a country. So as I said, this is an ancient issue. Now, I don't understand how the people of the Israelis and the Americans and starting like the Zionist era, how did they explain themselves the mechanism behind the bicycle? Because I was never even given a hint for that, and most certainly I would say that almost all of them had no idea how this works, and even never asked and don't care, because they are Conan the Barbarian. Why should they care? They don't care at all. They are just mouses. You see it. They are mouses and tongues. I didn't even give all my life even give a hint up until I started my own research during the last 6 months and 7 months. So 7 months, and as you know, this greatly, this of course shed tremendous light on the bicycle phenomena. But the mythology of the phenomena does not contain any explanation, which is kind of peculiar. But that's what makes it mythology. And I find it hard to actually explain them or describe the mythology without my knowledge of the physical aspect that behind it, because I deal so much, as you know, throughout the last 7 months, I always deal with the neos, like the robots that are integral to the phenomena. And they are the way to. They are the essence of the phenomenon. But I don't think that any of them even saw one under the microscope, and certainly they don't care at all. But I do try to explain it like from the Israeli perspective, which is like a barbarian one, like the point of view of Conan the Barbarian. So it's like a mechanism, like a phenomena that helps you control some other person in two ways. First, in the fact that this person become addicted to you, like because this person eats your bodily fluids. Now the question, what bodily fluids exactly is eaten? Because I know that the Israeli likes the eggs, like the eggs of the females, like the menstrual cycle, but it cannot be. And again, I cannot forget what I know about the natural aspect of the situation, which is the nanobots there. Or the microbots that I know that they are everywhere in my body. They're in my semen, in my blood, my saliva, my sweat, like everywhere. Of course, so probably it's the same with Venusians. But from the Israeli perspective, they don't care about robots. They care about, they know that they can eat like the eggs or the pea of a female, or they can cook the male. That's all those things that they want to do. They cook the male or part of the male. They like to take limbs from their body. It's amazingly cool, but that's what they do. That's what they do. Cut limbs from their body and cook it, or cook the whole of them, or cook even babies. I know it sounds like amazing, but this is the truth. That happened. It happened in Israel in the 20th century. Yes, it happened. And of course, if someone dies, they just, they eat it. They eat the corpse. And this still happens, up until now. Amazing, yes, but that's the way it is, because they are hooked on I don't even know. Again, I don't know if they understand what's really going on, like from the natural point of view, from the scientific point of view. So one way is to be hooked. So there is a question of what So what does the eater gain? What do they gain from this? It's like a drug. And to this day, I don't really know. I understand that they can change their body in a way, maybe. I know, to enlarge their chest for women or their dicks for men, but probably not much more than that. And maybe it's worthwhile for them to become cannibals and junkies and criminals worse than the Nazis. I don't know, but because I understand. Apparently now I don't understand what does it give them. Maybe they feel good. I don't know. Maybe it's like a drug that makes you feel good. I don't know. I've never touched it. Or maybe it's kind of it makes them it's kind of gives them kind of a sexual, as many drugs uppers, there is a concept of uppers in drug use that it makes people more sexually I would say promiscuous and they enjoy sex more, and maybe something like that, cocaine, or I don't know, things like that. I don't know. But certainly this is, you become hooked on the person. So in a way, this person in a way controls you. Now another way of control is the voodoo way. In a way that, you can, the person that ate that and the person that actually, it comes from their body, there is no symmetry here, because usually what happens is that this is kind of like an interspecies phenomenon, because inside the species, each species, they just do, they exchange. Females and males exchange bodily fluids. This is true for Homo sapiens. It's also true for Titans, in Venus. It's also true to the cultures in the moons of Saturn, or like anywhere with where the model of female and male, which is extremely common, which is extremely common, exists. Now, why it's extremely common? The same way reason that it's extremely common in Earth. Like you can ask it. I mean, you can ask about Earth. Why is it extremely common? And not all creatures in Earth have this model of male and female. So I mean, if all of them had it, you could have said. I mean, you could have asked. I mean, you could have said maybe like, I mean, it's kind of like a default. But just the fact that so many have it, and but some a small bit do not, like gives you some insight to why is it so common. So there are many answers, but I mean, I'm not the one to speak about it because I mean, just open a biology book. But it's not. It should be said that not all creatures are like that. Like there are many worms that are not like that. And there are species like they are called Zenibu maclonaim, which is kind of like I mean kind of like I mean I don't know, small creatures, bugs like they look like sticks, like I mean like sticks that's kind of a way to the camouflage. So they have both like I mean unisex like and bisexual like I mean reproduction. I mean there are also other ways, but I mean yes, the male and female model is extremely common, and ask any biologist and they will explain why. So for the same reason, it's very common in other places, in other planets. Just, I mean, the same reasons that applies on Earth also apply on other planets. And it's also true, not just, I mean, in the biological level, but it's also true in the cultural level, because it's a way to actually maintain cultures and to make culture prosper, because many, I mean, I don't need to speak about it again, because, I mean, this is like, I mean, I would say today it's kind of like, I mean, conservatism 101. Like, I mean, it's like, I mean, it's the basis of every conservative, like, code of values. I mean, it doesn't matter, like, from where in the planet, but I mean, there are tons of reasons why it's not only helpful in the biological level, it's also helpful in order to maintain culture and to create traditions and to educate kids and to take care of the elderly, etc., etc. So for the same reasons applied in other planets. So that's why it's so common. So generally, I mean, this kind, like I mean, the bicycle is something that takes place between species. That's what makes it abusive, because it completely negates the most important like part of this bodily fluid, which is to create babies. This is true everywhere. Like the bodily fluids of the titans, males and the females are used to create baby titans, just like the bodily fluids of males and females, I mean, are used to create baby like I mean Homo sapiens, to create baby Homo sapiens, etc., etc. So the bicycle, I mean, the nature of the bicycle is that that's completely negated, and like to make the exchange of bodily fluids like between species. And what happens is, of course, that it doesn't help to create, like you cannot create children that way. You cannot create children that way. And this is abusive because it's abusive because for certain, I mean, someone should pay the price, and very like tremendously so. Because what happens here is like it's a cycle of dependencies. Actually, I want to keep walking now, because I don't have much time before I need to get back. So, as I told like Andre, but I mean, because I mean, like it's interspecies. So I'll just say that I mean, in one direction or another, it's kind of like a voodoo doll. That I mean, the person that I mean can like hurt himself, or like I mean listen to music, or I mean electrocute himself very like very weakly, or like smell something, and like presumably the other person that they have from different species that have that ate the stuff, or the other way around, that maybe the one that is doing the voodoo action ate their stuff, their bodily fluids, they will feel it. They will also feel it. So it's a way to actually use your own body as a voodoo doll in order to make like the other person suffer. And if many people are doing it, it's a way to terrorize the person without end. So you can ask, so okay, very interesting. So what's the direction? Because you were kind of ambiguous regarding the direction, and the answer is that I choose the direction. This is the correct answer. I mean, every other answer would be will be wrong or not accurate. The accurate answer to the question, what is the direction of the bicycle, is that whatever I want, because I control the direction. So let's stop here and continue. I need to get back to the apartment. There is still much to say, but I mean, I hope this clarified things a little bit, and maybe later we will speak about more about the phenomenon and how it was used to abuse so many people, and also how can we link it to the natural aspect, to our scientific works regarding the nanobots that I call the Neros.